Greetings, I am Amy, and today is DDLC's 8th anniversary. Anniversary. And also the date that is recognized as Monika's birthday. Yay! Happy birthday, Monika! I always make a piece of art for Monika's birthday. Here's the one for this year. I'm not too proud of it, but I think that will improve over time. I think I'm still struggling a little bit with the graphic tablet. I have had it for a year now, basically. No, for less than a year. So yeah, I will get better over time. Anyway, I was thinking what to do for Monika's birthday, and I couldn't really think of a mod that I wanted to play particularly for her birthday. I have a few things such as analysis and theories that I have scripts for those, and I wanted to make videos on them. But that takes a lot of editing, a lot more than, well, making the playthroughs, so it takes a bit longer to make them. And so, since I also really enjoy reading and playing other games, and since I also want to play DDLC normally with just me, myself, and I also have a life with friends and everything like that, those videos are taking much longer. But I decided I didn't really have any idea what would be a good Monika mod to play for what is considered her birthday, so I decided to just quickly make one of the videos that I had planned to do that is on an analysis, and this is the analysis of your reality. I think we should just get right into it because I don't really have much more to say aside I love the song and I've listened to it many times because I have played the game over 50 times. I would say over 75. Perhaps I've reached 100. I am not exaggerating. Usually when I watch playthroughs, they often even speak over the lyrics and might not even listen to it that well. And that there are a lot of cute, just details that I really like in the lyrics that are that I've never really seen people point out before, so I kind of wanted to also include that. This is merely just because I love your reality. It's still one of my favorite songs. When I was still in high school, I sang it in front of my class and got the best grade possible in Germany, a Mark 1, because I already back then heard it a lot, so of course I could sing it with all of the ups and downs. And for the end, I also want to include a little something too. A little, like after your reality, a little something else as well.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me.
Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you. That's a pretty simple one to understand. She's trapped in a game, but she wishes to eventually be able to spend time with you, preferably in reality, as she has developed feelings for you and views you as a connection to reality. In my hand is a pen that'll write a poem of me and you. This line could simply be about most of her feelings being related to us in reality, meaning she will also write about us in reality in your poems, hoping to catch our eye in some way. However, it could also be about her planning on editing the script. It's the first verse, so she most likely wrote it early into the game. That's also implied, as she says will, meaning she hasn't done it yet. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. A reference to her first writing tip. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. When you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down to paper and tidy it up later. Perfect foreshadowing, when I think about it. Especially considering that I've read somewhere that this writing tip was specifically designed to help us understand the lyrics of the song.
The day originated because this particular one when she's like, giving you the tip where she's like, just don't get stuck on like the one word. If you keep your pen in the same spot, you get like a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand. That is a direct reference to, of course, in your reality, the line, the ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. I was, when I came up with that line, I liked the line, but I was like, I need to make sure that, the metaphor that Monika is explaining, which is like, her pen is in the same spot and she like can't decide like what to write next or like what choice to make next, but it's like causing more problems for her because it's like creating the dark puddle of ink and she needs to like just go with the flow. I felt the need to just explain that a little bit better because I felt like that was a little bit too much. Like the line in the song I felt wasn't quite clear enough to get all of that context in there. So I was like, let's like include this as, like a writing tip in the game. And that's when I first decided to have like Monika's writing tip of the day, and have it like a recurring thing that I could like do other fun things with as well.
In this line, she expresses concern over messing something up and being unsure of what exactly to do. Could be related to poetry, but also could be related to editing the script. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. Could be her referencing the fact that she writes a poem for us, or rather about us. It appears to be easier to write when thinking about us. Besides, it's an easy way to express her affection towards us. She wants us to learn to love her as well, so showing affection seems like a good first step to catch our interest. She doesn't need to be perfect, she just needs to create a route and gain the player's affection. To make herself time, she can just try to make the others unlikable or uninteresting. After she's done with the main task, she can tidy it up. Since her world isn't real, she can easily fix up the things she isn't fully satisfied with. Like when writing a poem, right? And here she has created her perfect poem. But in this world of infinite choices, she notices the flaw in her logic. Coding won't be as easy as writing a poem, especially since she isn't the only one capable of making choices within it. Besides, the outcome of efforts could vary. What will it take just to find that special day? Acknowledging that it won't be easy, she's concerned. She doesn't know how long it will take to achieve her goal, nor if it's even possible. She still either hasn't started yet, or she has just begun to alter the code. She's showing feelings of hopelessness and perhaps even fear. Can she succeed? This sentiment stays true even when the first lines beforehand are only referring to her writing poems about us due to us being her only reason to live. Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? Despite everything, she still shows care towards her friends. She wants them to be happy and to have something to look forward to. Even amplifying their bad traits, she still tries to maintain a positive relationship with them, aside from the later part of Act 2, when she gets frustrated that her plans keep failing. Her ideal world includes a thriving club, with all of her club members, who are enjoying themselves too, while she is a good and dependable club leader with the player by her side. When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. Despite trying her best to make the club fun for everyone on her own, as the president, the thing making her friends happy most is you. The one she's been trying to distance them from. It also might be related to a feeling of worthlessness. And she can't even pride herself on being a good leader, as the main interest of the club members is not the club, but you. When I can't even read my own feelings. This one is a bit complicated to decipher for me. It could be related to her not being able to understand her feelings. What does she like about you? How real are her friends? How does she feel towards her friends? Is what she's doing really okay? Will she really obtain your love like this? Being worse too, this line was most likely written a bit later into the game than the first one. Her struggling with her feelings could imply that it's approaching the end of Act 1. Is it the end of it, or it's the beginning of, or slightly into, Act 2? Besides, in both of the other verses, it's about the ink flowing into a puddle. With this line in its place, it could imply that she has started editing the code, but she isn't satisfied and she doesn't know how to sort out what she has done by now. There's a sense of worry as she might not be able to create the world she wants, because she isn't fully sure of what she's doing. It could also imply that she can't find a line that would allow her to express her true feelings in the actual unedited script. That nothing within the script reads what she actually would want to say. What good are words when a smile says it all? She isn't certain how she feels about some things, but she knows she feels at home with us, and she feels a sense of contention and joy when around us. And even if the script doesn't have any lines that would allow her to express her true feelings, she can still smile at us. Also, she struggles to create her ideal world, even though she simply started editing it to be closer to you. And if this world won't write me an ending? This line is pretty simple. The world didn't give her out, and with that, no way to achieve a happy ending either. The world surrounding her is also brought up in the same line as in the first verse, back then in a solemn manner, now in a rather negative one. Important to note is that the motive of writing here is displayed as a way of expressing the way her world works, giving way to the idea that the earlier lines had to do with more than just writing poetry as well. Besides, of course, the fact that Hole in Wall 2 and Happy End also have references to her using her pen to write and edit her world. What will it take just for me to have it all? This is a very important line to understand Monika's character. She wants it all. As for the explored in the side story, she strives for perfection and she believes she knows what everyone truly needs in the end. I've written it before. Her ideal world includes a thriving club with all of her club members who are enjoying themselves too, while she's a good and dependable club leader with the player by her side. That's the world that she wants to create by laying the groundwork for it to work, then clean up any mistakes she made. But this line also suggests that she notices that this plan might not be possible and that she can't succeed at creating a world like that. With the line beforehand, she also appears to be frustrated with her world for being such a hindrance. Does my pen only write better words for those who are dear to me? Seems Act 3 has ended and either Act 4 started or is already completed as well. She noticed she wasn't doing the right thing at all with trying to code a world she desired. Those who are dear to me most likely include the player, but it also implies to be directed toward the other girls. Once again, the pen motive occurs in relation to writing code. It's notable to highlight the fact that she uses the word bitter. She didn't mess with the files of those dear to her out of malicious intent or just plain jealousy, but because she was bitter. Because Glenn was given a route, she wasn't, and the game basically rendered her existence as less important multiple times. It might also be referencing the idea that she thought she acted bittersweet, a trapped girl who tried to obtain the love of the only one she thought she could be happy with. But in the end, she acted more bitter as her actions grew more careless and harsh. She still cares about them, but she hurt them badly as she edited their files out of bitter feelings. Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? Another simple one. She noticed that she was just forcing you, although that somewhat depends on the player, which isn't a very loving thing to do. She didn't act out of love, but rather out of greed. Greed for you. Greed for connection. Greed for reality. Greed for perfection. Greed for something real. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. The same line and same placement as in the first verse. She's back to point 1, having accomplished nothing. She isn't happy. She didn't get the world she wanted. She didn't succeed at anything. And again, she wonders if she could do anything but write in code. And again, she's hesitant. Again, she's completely unsure about what she should do. Just this time, she isn't as naive. She knows she can't just clean up her mistakes by cleaning up her unfitting lines when writing a poem. She knows it actively affects others. And in the end, it even affected her negatively, as she grew more obsessive with the idea of her ideal world until she grew unsatisfied and disappointed with everything. How can I write love into reality? There's another reason she's so hesitant. She acknowledged that, while she wishes to be real, she isn't. And while I disagree that DDLC's message is just that dating sims are bad, especially since Dan Salvadore's note at the ending of the fulfilling ending states that he thinks that people who enjoy dating sims are valid in their feelings, but obviously, the relationship still isn't exactly real. Monika is still from a game, or rather another universe, through her eyes, and she realizes that. If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat. This line is mainly important as soon as the sentence is finished in the next, but generally she really can't hear a heartbeat, because she isn't part of our reality. Also, the two verses beforehand had lines about her world being unfair to her in this exact place. But now, instead of thinking about how she's suffering, she's thinking about you as well. What do you call love in your reality? This goes back to what I just wrote, about how a relationship between her and the player would still not be considered real. However, combined with the line beforehand, it also shows more of how she noticed a fatal flaw in her motive. She thought the player would, in fact, fall in love with her over the other girls. After all, she's real, and the others aren't. There's no debate, right? But that's because she can't understand the player. She can't see us. And the game doesn't give us enough choices for her to make an accurate picture of what the kind of person we really are. She doesn't even cut the no option in Act 3. It's a game that forces you to pick her since it's a dating sim, and she's the only option, so picking yes is the only way to win. She thought it would only be natural for us to pick her, because it felt natural for her to pick us. She can't understand how we feel, because our situations are completely different. How can she express love towards someone when she doesn't know what the other person wants at all? After all, Monika is a completely different situation than we are. Also, like in the line before, she used to write about what she wanted in the past two verses, but now she shifted her focus more to you. However, the last line of the verse always remained to be a question. And in your reality. Monika lingers on your reality, showing how she feels hopeless over never being able to connect to reality properly, and once again highlighting what had been so important to her the whole time. Something she can never obtain. If I don't know how to love you, since she can't understand our situation because the options for us to show how we were feeling are lacking, and since our relationship can't even be considered real, even though something real is all she wanted, the situation seems hopeless to her. She can't love you like any other person can, even if she wants to be normal. I'll leave you be. The conclusion. She can't love you. The others either start getting infatuated like she did, they realize they'll never be fully happy because the connection to reality will always be lacking, so in the fulfilling ending, or they only love the MC. Generally, she wanted to stay out of Act 3 since she didn't want to come back to her false reality where she never felt a sense of belonging to begin with, so she generally planned on leaving you be. But the line might have been written by the end of Act 4. By which she might have meant the only way to truly leave you be is to cut your connection to this reality, to this game. Even when the character files stay intact, you shouldn't return to a world that is fundamentally broken in its purpose. It seems like nobody could truly be happy with that. And now for the other little something that I wanted to include, just because I wanted to include it, because I realized it, but I didn't really know where to put it. I'm not good with shorts yet. I don't really know how to make them properly. So I'm just going to put it here since it also centers around Monika and DDLC in general. Which is, I think, fitting for an anniversary and Monika's birthday. Which is related to the game description. Hi, Monika here. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's always been a dream of mine to make something special out of the things I love. Now that you're a club member, you can help me make that dream come true in this cute game. Every day is full of chit-chat and fun activities with all of my adorable and unique club members. Sayori, the youthful bundle of sunshine who values happiness the most. Natsuki, the deceivingly cute girl who packs in a sort of punch. Yuri, the timid and mysterious one who finds comfort in the world of books. And, of course, Monika, the leader of this club. That's me. I'm super excited for you to make friends with everyone and help the club become a more intimate place for all my members. but I can already tell that you're a sweetheart. Will you promise to spend the most time with me? What I'm going for here is the final note, which I think is fitting for the ending of the video as well, of Monika, where she mentions a few some things that are related to the description. I'm speaking here about the note of the normal ending, not of the fulfilling ending, in which she writes, "This is my final goodbye to the literature club. I finally understand. The literature club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, I continue to expose innocent minds to horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all of the club members, and most of all, thank you for being a part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monika." Of course, I already pointed out in my general DDLC veteran place series, I suppose you could call it, that she also states here that she's happy that you were a friend to all of the club members, so clearly she cared about them. But what I did notice that already the line beforehand ties back to the game's description. "It's always been a dream of mine to make something special out of the things I love." Here she thanks us for making all of her dreams come true. Because we're a friend to all of the club members, because we're part of her literature club. She made something special out of the things she loves. And also, she was hoping that we could help, and she thought we could help, make the club a more intimate place for all of her club members, which also ties in with the for being a friend to all of the club members. So I kind of wanted to end it here, kind of, because it just feels like there's even a little bit of bittersweetness in this ending due to that. Even if the dream didn't last as long as anyone would have hoped, I do think it's kind of sweet that Monika kind of got her dreams fulfilled. You can dislike about her what you want, but I myself am kind of moved thinking about the idea that maybe she can look back and at the very least say, for a little bit of time, all of my dreams were true. For a little bit of time, there was happiness in the literature club. Even if you didn't fulfill the fulfilling ending.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So, yeah.
Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that'll write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into a heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found everybody
everybody a fun assignment to do today. When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free?
The ink flows down into a dark bottle. How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat? What do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you,
I'll leave you be.